Hello, I am Kayla Eldridge. I am the educational audiologist for the district who will be taking care of your deaf or hard of hearing students this year. I am here today to talk with you about your student with hearing impairment you will have in your classroom this year. Some students with hearing impairment may not have hearing aids or cochlear implants. The family might be choosing to not wear hearing aids or cochlear implants. It may not be appropriate for the hearing impairment, or the child may not tolerate hearing aids, or the child may just refuse to wear the hearing aids. The child might need hearing assistive technology hat instead. Hearing impairment is not like a vision impairment where you can just put on a pair of glasses and it improves your vision back to normal, though I'm sure there's some vision circumstances that that's not the case as well. Hearing impairment does not return hearing back to normal for most people, even with technology. Your student's hearing impairment can impact his or her communication, language, social experiences, education, and level of tiredness. You can help by providing support as written in the 504 or IEP. Communication is not about what is said or how it is said. It is about what is understood. Speech might be audible to a child with a hearing impairment, but the words may not be intelligible. For instance, walk, walked, walking, and walks may all sound the same, and words like vacation and invitation may confuse the student. Language is taught, not caught, for students with hearing impairment. This means these students can miss out on incidental listening. Technology allows the child to hear within the listening bubble or an area of about 6 feet surrounding the child. This is a reason that we use microphone systems to help. Students socialize at school on the playground and at recess. Both of these areas are hard to hear in, even for those of us with normal hearing. Students with hearing impairment have the same intelligence as their peers. The gap comes from the acquisition of knowledge. If they cannot receive the input of information, they cannot learn. For example, recognizing verb tense, bounces versus bounced, pluralization, books versus book, possession, yours, John's, contractions, its, he's, what's, can be difficult tasks for students with hearing impairment. It has also been proven that our students with hearing impairment use more energy than their peers. This means they're more tired by the end of the day. Keep this in mind as it nears the end of the day. Next, we'll look at a checklist of things you can look at in your classroom. We cannot do a complete overhaul of every classroom to improve acoustics, but we can do some simple things to make it better. Perhaps add curtains, tennis balls to chair legs. Let me know if you're concerned about your room and I'll be happy to take a look and offer some suggestions. You need to be sure to check for understanding with your student. Do not simply ask if they understood, as their answer will probably be yes. Make them answer a question that will assure they understand the topic. Monitoring technology needs to be done on a daily basis. The student with hearing impairment needs technology to access his or her education. It is the law to check the technology on a daily basis to ensure it is working and the student is able to access information being presented. If it is not working, call me, text me, or email me so I can come and fix the technology. The student deserves to be able to learn. This extends to using the technology. It can take a bit to get used to, but you will find the entire class can benefit from the process. The student may not be able to sit in the same seat for all situations. They might need to sit up close to the front, or for some situations, off to the side for others. Be flexible and allow them to move as necessary to be able to hear the best they can. Things have changed a bit this year as we move into educating students while dealing with COVID. We are all going to be wearing masks that can block your mouth visually, cause your voice to be quieter or muffled, and cause hearing aids to fall off when kids take them on or off. This chart shows a study of the effects masks can have on hearing and may be able to help you to choose which mask is correct for you. The FM system is passed from teacher to teacher and will need to be cleaned with an alcohol-based cleaner. Best practice would be, when you take it off, clean it. When you put it on, clean it. Please do not use spray sanitizer or a wipe that is not approved by me. This could cause our warranty to void. We will not be using pass microphones this year. you as the teacher will need to be sure you are repeating student responses to be sure the student with the hearing impairment is able to stay engaged. Since going hybrid or online are options that can happen at any time, some students may need to have the microphone go home daily and charged at home. This will be on a case-by-case basis, and the primary teacher will be notified of this. Here are some virtual considerations you'll want to think about when you're teaching online or remotely. Be sure that when you are talking that you have good quality sound. The sound that comes out is only as good as the sound that goes in. So you may need to use a microphone and keep background noise to a minimum. Be sure and use visual aids so that students are able to see as well as hear what you're doing. And keep your background free of clutter to not distract from those visual aids. Make sure, in person or online, that you're not blocking your face. You don't want to put your hands up in front of your face while you're speaking because students may be using lip reading. If you're going to use a light, be sure that it's in front of your face and not behind you so that your face is illuminated. Make sure and repeat student questions so that everyone in the class has the option to hear it. Also, if your student is at a reading level, you might want to try using captioning. This is pretty typical to what you will see as a hearing aid on your student with hearing loss. The battery door down at the bottom may or may not be child resistant. If it is child resistant, you'll need to use your fingernail to push in the slot to be able to open it up. The indicator light is located on the hearing aid as well and indicates whether the hearing aid is working. The volume control may or may not be turned on for a student depending on their age and maturity level. If something covers up the microphone at the top of the hearing aid isn't going to pick up or hear as good as it needs to. You also could hear feedback or the whistling sound that sometimes you hear. If the ear mold over here comes attached from the tubing right here, then you might hear feedback as well. Sometimes there can also be cracks in the tube, things like that, and you would just want to call me and I can come put a new tube in place. If the tube comes off of the ear hook up here, then you can just slide it right back on. You've heard me speak a little bit about hearing assistive technology, and that's just the new term for FM systems. It takes the sound into a microphone, amplifies the voice, lowers the background noise, and delivers sound to the receiver. As you can see from this graph, kids are able to hear more correct words when they're wearing the personal FM system than when they just have their hearing aids alone. There are currently 2 microphones being utilized throughout the district. The touchscreen microphone, which is this one over here, and also the Inspiro microphone, which is this one over here. I will also be sending you a video that goes more in detail as to how to use this technology. Now, if you have any questions, there's a couple of ways you can reach out to me. That's going to be via email, and you'll receive these videos via email, so you'll have my email. You can also text or call my cell phone at 316-494-1656. Know that if I don't answer my phone right away or answer a text right away, it probably means that I'm with students, and I will get back with you as soon as I can. Thank you and have a great day.